presence of two electrical meters in a single-family home is an issue that requires evaluation by a licensed electrician. According to the Washington Administrative Code, specifically WAC 194.880, each dwelling unit must have a dedicated electrical service. This regulation implies that a single-family home should ideally have only one breaker box and one meter. There are several concerns associated with having two meters and separate electrical services in a single dwelling. Firstly, the homeowner will receive two separate electric bills each month. This arrangement can be both inconvenient and potentially more expensive due to duplicate service charges or rate structures. Secondly, having two distinct electrical systems increases the potential for safety hazards. If these systems are not properly interconnected and maintained, the risk of electrical fires or electrical shocks may elevate. Thirdly, some homeowners' insurance companies might decline to provide coverage for properties with multiple electrical services, citing increased risk or non-compliance with standard electrical practices. To address the situation, it is recommended to hire a licensed electrician to conduct a thorough inspection of the electrical system. The electrician can assess the current setup and determine the most appropriate course of action to ensure compliance with electrical codes and enhance safety. There are a couple of potential solutions that an electrician might recommend. One option is to remove one of the breaker boxes and its associated meter, consolidating the electrical supply into a single service. The other is to interconnect the two systems in a safe and code-compliant manner and install a new single meter to measure the total electricity consumption for the house. It is important to ensure that the electrician secures all necessary permits and inspections from the local authorities. This step ensures that all work is performed in accordance with the applicable electrical codes and regulations, providing an additional layer of assurance regarding the safety and reliability of the electrical system. By addressing this issue promptly and effectively, the homeowner can ensure the safety, efficiency, and compliance of their home's electrical system. This also eliminates the inconvenience and added expense of managing multiple electric bills. Electrical systems are governed by the National Electrical Code, or NEC. The NEC provides comprehensive standards for electrical wiring, overcurrent protection, grounding, and equipment installation. These standards are designed to minimize the risk of electrical hazards and ensure the safe operation of electrical systems. Understanding the fundamentals of electrical systems is essential for identifying potential issues and ensuring electrical safety. Firstly, voltage is the electrical potential difference between 2 points in a circuit and is measured in volts. Common voltage levels in residential buildings are 120 volts for lighting and small appliances, and 240 volts for large appliances such as electric ranges and dryers. Secondly, current is the flow of electrical charge through a circuit and is measured in amps. The amount of current flowing through a circuit depends on the voltage and the resistance of the circuit. Thirdly, resistance is the opposition to the flow of current in a circuit and is measured in ohms. Every electrical component, including wires, has some amount of resistance. Overcurrent protection devices, such as circuit breakers and fuses, are designed to protect electrical circuits from overloads and short circuits. When the current in a circuit exceeds the rated capacity of the circuit breaker or fuse, the device trips or blows, interrupting the flow of electricity and preventing damage to the wiring and equipment. Grounding is an important safety measure that provides a low-resistance path for fault current to return to the source. This helps to prevent electrical shock hazards and ensures that overcurrent protection devices operate properly. The grounding system typically consists of a grounding electrode, such as a ground rod or water pipe, connected to the electrical panel and all metal enclosures of electrical equipment. Wiring methods refer to the types of cables and conductors used for electrical wiring. Common wiring methods include non-metallic sheath cable, or NM cable, also known as Romex, which is used for general-purpose wiring in dry locations, and rigid metal conduit, or RMC, which is used for protection in exposed or hazardous locations. When evaluating an electrical system, it is important to look for common wiring errors that can create safety hazards. Some common errors include loose connections, which can cause overheating and arcing, damaged or frayed wiring, which can create a shock hazard, and improper grounding, which can compromise the effectiveness of the grounding system. Electrical panels should be properly labeled to identify the circuits they control. This helps to quickly locate and to energize circuits for maintenance or repairs. It is also important to ensure that the panel is not overloaded with too many circuits, which can cause the main breaker to trip. Electrical codes and regulations vary depending on the location, so it is important to be familiar with the specific requirements in your area. These codes are designed to ensure the safety and reliability of electrical systems, and compliance is essential for preventing electrical hazards. Hiring a qualified electrician is always the best option for any electrical work. Electricians have the training, experience, and tools necessary to safely and effectively perform electrical installations, repairs, and inspections. They can also ensure that all work is done in accordance with applicable codes and regulations. Here are some additional considerations when evaluating an electrical system. Firstly, look for signs of water damage or corrosion, which can compromise the integrity of the wiring and equipment. Secondly, check for any exposed or unprotected wiring, which can create a shock hazard. Thirdly, ensure that all electrical outlets and switches are properly installed and functioning correctly. Common electrical problems in homes include flickering lights, which can indicate loose connections or voltage fluctuations, tripping circuit breakers, which can indicate an overloaded circuit or a short circuit, and GFCI outlet failures, which can indicate a ground fault condition. Regular maintenance of an electrical system can help to prevent problems and ensure its continued safe operation. This includes periodically inspecting wiring and equipment, tightening loose connections, and testing GFCI outlets. When performing any electrical work, it is important to always follow safety precautions. These include turning off the power to the circuit before working on it, using insulated tools, and wearing appropriate personal protective equipment. Understanding the basics of electrical theory, electrical codes, and safe work practices is essential for anyone who works with or around electrical systems. By taking the time to learn about these topics, you can help to ensure the safety of yourself and others. Remember that electricity can be dangerous, and it is always best to err on the side of caution. If you are not comfortable performing electrical work yourself, hire a qualified electrician to do the job. The NEC addresses the installation of electrical conductors and equipment. Specifically, Article 310 covers conductors for general wiring. This section details ampacity, which is the current in amps a conductor can carry continuously under the conditions of use without exceeding its temperature rating. In EC Table 310.15, E16 provides ampacity ratings for various conductor sizes and insulation types. Factors like ambient temperature and the number of conductors in a raceway affect ampacity and require adjustment. Overcurrent protection is covered in NEC Article 240. This article specifies the requirements for circuit breakers and fuses to protect conductors and equipment from overloads and short circuits. The selection of the appropriate overcurrent protection device is based on the ampacity of the conductor it protects. Grounding and bonding are covered in NEC Article 250. This article outlines the requirements for grounding electrical systems and bonding metal parts to create a low impedance path for fault current. Proper grounding and bonding are essential for electrical safety and to prevent electric shock hazards. Wiring methods are addressed in NEC Chapter 3. This chapter covers various wiring methods, including non-metallic sheath cable or NN cable, rigid metal conduit or RMC, and electrical metallic tubing or IMT. Each wiring method has specific applications and installation requirements. Electrical panels are covered in NEC Article 408. This article specifies the requirements for the installation and wiring of electrical panels, including the proper labeling of circuits and the use of overcurrent protection devices. Appliance installation is covered in NEC Article 422. This article outlines the requirements for the installation of appliances such as ranges, dryers, and dishwashers, including the proper wiring, grounding, and overcurrent protection. Lighting fixtures are covered in NEC Article 410. This article specifies the requirements for the installation of lighting fixtures, including the proper wiring, support, and clearance from combustible materials. Special equipment, such as swimming pools and spas, are covered in NEC Article 680. This article outlines the specific requirements for electrical installations in and around these types of equipment to ensure safety. The NEC is updated every 3 years to reflect changes in technology and safety practices. It is important to use the latest edition of the NEC when designing and installing electrical systems. Local jurisdictions may also have additional electrical codes and regulations that must be followed. It is important to check with the local building department to determine the specific requirements in your area. Regular electrical inspections can help to identify potential problems and ensure that electrical systems are safe and code compliant. It is recommended to have an electrical inspection performed by a qualified electrician every few years, or whenever there are any concerns about the electrical system. Electrical safety is everyone's responsibility. By following the NEC and other applicable codes and regulations, we can help to prevent electrical hazards and ensure the safety of ourselves and others. Always remember to turn off the power before working on any electrical equipment. Use insulated tools and wear appropriate personal protective equipment. If you are not comfortable performing electrical work yourself, hire a qualified electrician. Staying informed about electrical safety and best practices is crucial for preventing accidents and ensuring the longevity of electrical systems. The information provided here is intended for general guidance only and should not be considered a substitute for professional electrical advice. Always consult with a qualified electrician for any electrical work or concerns.